It's viewed by many as the modern day public square. Discussion and debate carried out on social media platforms owned by private companies. A pair of cases before the U.S. Supreme Court, NetChoice v. Paxton and Moody v. NetChoice, weigh whether laws enacted by the states of Florida and Texas are constitutional. The laws passed to address what officials saw as discrimination against conservatives allow states to regulate those companies as they moderate content on their sites.
We want to make sure that when we're having these dialogues in the public square, that we're able to have them, and that we're not having powerful companies, powerful billionaires putting their thumb on the lever.
John Schweppe with the conservative American Principles Project says those companies already have, including the initial blocking of a story about Joe Biden's son Hunter ahead of the 2020 election, and multiple instances of posts being removed or restricted on Facebook if they questioned COVID vaccines or mask policies during the coronavirus outbreak.
Big tech, which has really enjoyed, I think, pseudo immunity from any sort of scrutiny for a couple decades now. We believe these states should have the right to regulate them as common carriers.
A far different perspective from the social media companies who say they, not the government, have the right to decide what messages they push out on their platforms, in the same way the New York Times or CNN can decide what stories they cover, asserting the government has no place to weigh in.
Giving states the power to regulate this global medium of communication would be like, in the words of P.J. O'Rourke, giving car keys and whiskey to teenage boys.
Robert Korn Revere with the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, or FIRE, says the power lies with the platforms.
The question is whether or not those who happen to be in power for a brief period of time can then use that power to regulate this medium of communication.
A consequential case that could bring far more clarity to questions about the role of government and social media. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.